Pisces ascendant, Pisces rising, this is your July, beginning of July. We are going to talk about Mars. We're going to talk about your North Node, the transiting North Node. We're going to talk about the next 6 months. We're also going to talk about the next 18 months. We are going to discuss the eclipse specifically for you, where it happens in your life, what is it going to mean, how are we going to find out the who's, why, where, when, the how long. We're going to go through all that. And just remember, if you don't know, what do you do? What do you do? I'm listening. What do you do? If you don't know, comment below. I did not forget about you, Pisces. Never, never, never in a million years could I forget about Piscean energy. There's just no way I could ever do that. I had to save the best for last. I love the fact that you have Capricorn energy in your 11th house. I think that understanding how to operate in group energy and having an organizational factor in there, right? Big business, government, that's what this 11th house is. When we talk about Capricorn energy, I wish that the government was like this. I wish that big business operated this way. That's what the 11th house is. It's the house of making wishes. You have Capricorn energy there. So it's making wishes. Now, no, this is not a new moon, so I don't want you to get confused. This is a full moon lunar eclipse. But the 11th house is always the house of wishing. So for everybody listening, regardless of whether they're Pisces ascendant or not, knowing what sign is in your 11th house, it is that sign where when you wish about that thing, you're going to get it. The energy works with you that way. It is just, it resonates right through you. Pisces ascendant, Pisces rising, having Capricorn energy, you have a very tangible, realistic way of, it's tangible and realistic, yet it's progressive, very progressive way of what group energy should be, what the laws should be, what big government should be like, what big business should be like, right? There is this understanding, this innate understanding that if we are really looking out, because understand the 11th house. The 11th house is altruistic energy, all right? It's also, there's these advancements for humanity. It's not about me. That's what I love about the 11th house. It's group energy. It's the house of the astrologer. This is, it's right. Obviously, I would love the 11th house. But having Capricorn there gives you a very tangible, 3D, almost a realistic way of how you can take that energy and how it works in the physical 3D tangible world. Because let's face it, we have all these ethereal energies, all these non-material energies, but it's really hard to pull them down into the 3D realm because that's where we live. And it's the other stuff is untouchable. You can't grab it, right? 5D Pisces energy, it's the water that just kind of runs right through your hands. If I ask you to grab a fistful of water from me, can you do it? No, you can't do it, right? You grab at it, you try to punch it, you can move the energy, right? But how do you move water? Put your hands like that, you create this force, and you can push the water, so to speak. Or you can put up borders and boundaries, and you can redirect the flow. You can redirect it to go the way you want it to go. So when you have the frequencies of Uranus, the Aquarian energy, advancements for humanity, very, it's all about freedom, all about making sure that the individual is taken care of within the group. And this is beautiful. The eclipse happening there is at 13 degrees, 1338. And so in the 11th house, you're letting go. You're letting go of some Capricorn wish. Okay, I want this. I have this idea. Business should be like this. Because all that Capricorn stuff is being dismantled. Pluto is in Capricorn energy. So whoever you are, wherever this is in your life, in your chart, for you, right, Pisces, it's definitely in your 11th house, but maybe your spouse has it somewhere else. Maybe your kids have Capricorn energy in a different placement. So wherever that is for them, that area of their life, in a way, right, it's really, 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 it's going down. It's going away. It's being dissolved. All right, Pluto is there. And it'll take 4 more years before Pluto is done with that house, before Pluto is done with transforming on a deep level our material world. So you're letting go of something, but understanding that letting go so we can make room for the new, right? So there's something outdated something outdated here, something that isn't either as progressive or something that it's just not going to work within the group that you're in. So when I see this here for Pisces Ascendant, Pisces Rising, I feel like you guys are the ones. You guys are the ones where you understand. You know the tangible 3D ways that will be beneficial for group energy. You know, you innately know it. And I don't want you to give up, right? There might be some rethinking that has to go on, or you realize there's these ideas you've had where you realize that's not going to work, not for the group I'm in right now. So what does that mean? You could be letting go of some groups, that organized groups you were involved with, right? So like there's a ton of organized groups. Some people, for them, church is their organized group, right? When they go to worship. For other people, worship, it doesn't have to be worship. Some people have a bowling league. Like there's 1,000 different ways you could be involved with people that have like-minded dreams, like-minded ambitions as you. Group energy for like-minded ambitions. This is the 11th house. You might find that your beliefs, the way you are now, doesn't line up with those people, and you need a different group. Okay, so like AA, believe it or not, that falls into group energy, and why not, right? Definitely. It's a support group. We all have a goal in mind. We all have an ambition in mind, and boy, when we say the word ambition in Capricorn energy, they line right up with each other. So there might be a letting go of a group that you belong to. There could be, you might be on platforms and decide, I don't think I want to be there anymore. Like LinkedIn comes to mind because it's a professional platform. There might be certain professional platforms where you realize, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm done, or I've outgrown it, or it's just doesn't jive with me anymore. And so there's this, the full moon brings a light. It shines a light. This eclipse is a full moon lunar eclipse. It's a letting go. It's a releasing, but it's not like a big surprise. It's something you've been tinkering with anyway. And this eclipse enables you to do just that. It's like that last piece of information that you needed that said, yep, this is the right decision. Let it go and keep going. So the next thing I want to talk about is this Mars stuff. Okay, so at the end of June, right? I'm at the end of June right now. It's like the 29th of June. I got a couple days left here. And Martian energy is about that ego, because it's a big deal, and you're gonna keep hearing about it. I got to keep bringing it up as a reminder, because all the rest of this year, for the next 6 months, this Martian energy, this is in your second house. And I find this fascinating, Pisces, because if it's in your second house, it makes me wonder, right? Your second house is your income. It's what you value, okay? Second house is my tangible assets. Well, your Aries energy is there, so you value your body. That is your tangible asset, literally. But when Mars arrives, Mars says, there might be new ways to make money using my body. Now, that doesn't sound really good, but okay, whatever. You can take it however you want. There's no judgment here. You got to do what you got to do. But think about this. There are lots of different ways. I've been watching videos where there's people, they are going to some really beautiful locations, and they're doing like these 5-minute, 10-minute workout videos, like these intense little bursts, and they're videotaping it, and they're posting the stuff on YouTube. And it's like they're in these really beautiful, they're using their body, right? And they're posting it, they're vlogging it. And it's a wonderful thing. It's a healthy thing, and it's something they're doing that is supportive, that is positive, and that is going to be important. But you like experimenting because it's Aryan energy. So Mars is going to want to kind of put his foot in this water, put his foot in this water. Just remember, the next 6 months, treat it like an experiment. But understanding that through this next 6 months, here's the next one, like number 3, we have a lot of tension and stress coming. Not that we already don't, like we're all dealing with the virus, no matter where you live, we're dealing with it. For some folks, they're just starting to really deal with it. There's rules and regulations involved. And we all will be, especially in the States, we are all going to be facing rules, regulations. I've got a video out about this current eclipse. I will make sure it's pinned below. Go watch that video so that you have more information for you to understand the bigger picture, especially if you live in the States. Where you fit into that will help, okay? Now, your Aryan energy, your second house, the opposite side of that is also going to be squared. And the opposite side of that is your 8th house energy. So this means your income and your spouse's income. That's what it means. It means it's going to go through stress and testing and tension. And it doesn't have to mean that, oh my God, we're not going to have income. It just means that you're going to be asked to really work for it. You're going to probably ask to be very physical for that income, right? Because it's physical, it's Aries, it's Mars. So there might be some difficulties, right? Again, it's testing, it's stress, it's tension. But recognize the fourth thing here. Mars is my ego. All right, so when someone starts making money, sometimes they get a little big in the head, right? So there might be some of that to deal with. When someone starts making money, sometimes they become a little bit impulsive with the money because all of a sudden they've got more money and they're like, ooh, yeah, let's buy this shiny, right? Understanding Martian energy and that it's impulsive, it doesn't bother to think. You want to incorporate, you want to train it to think. All right, it's about mind training, folks. The next 6 months is all about that. Mind training, understanding. We are trying to become part of a cosmic community. This is a big deal, right? This is a real thing too. This is number 5. How do we become involved with the cosmic community? It is understanding that when we do the work here, in our immediate environment, in our home, right? When we master that, right? Mastering it doesn't mean perfection. It means we get to a level where we are aware, where we're cognizant of our thinking, where we're cognizant of how our thinking creates our reality. And then when we are cognizant, when we're aware, when we raise our consciousness, at that point, we realize and we check ourselves before things leave our mouth. We hold ourselves accountable for the way we speak to others. We learn to relate in different ways. And this is a big deal. This is how we emphasize and work with your Gemini energy. So that's the last thing we're going to talk about here. Your Gemini energy is in your 4th house, okay? And what does that mean? Your 4th house is your family, is your home. So here's the deal. The 4th house, the North Node is going to be there for the next 18 months. So 18 months is an emphasis, a big emphasis on thinking, speaking, relating, communicating. Could be learning something new, but being able to be flexible, stay flexible when it comes to matters about the home. If you can retain your flexibility, if you can retain the Gemini sense of humor, and if that means to sing, do some limericks, do some rhyming, because that's Gemini is wonderful for that. Storytelling, like embrace all that kind of stuff. You know, that's going to help you as far as having a good time while you're working. But it's my community, and it's the internet, and it's social media. So there might be factors, things that you can tap into, selling from the home, relating from the home, using the internet, right? It's when I say social media, we're talking about networking out of the home. This is going to be a focus for the next 18 months. Whether you like it or not, the energy is there. This is where the wave is. This is the surface coming in. You've got the board. The wave is driving through here. You got to get up on that wave and ride it. It's going to carry you to shore for the next 18 months. This is your focus, Pisces ascendant, right? This is your focus. This is the understanding of the unity. This is understanding we have to establish a commitment to relations, a commitment to speaking. We have to establish a commitment to being part of the CCC. And the CCC means I want to be part of a community. I understand I need to create unity within my community. I understand that it has to begin here within me. Self-acceptance, self-love. I got to make right my self-talk. I got to make right my mind training. I got to make right the way I relate with my siblings, the way I relate with my family. I got to make right all of that first before I can go out into the world and do it, before I'm given those bigger responsibilities. And this is astrology. This is for you because it begins in your home. And when you can accomplish that, you're probably already doing it. I'm not making an assumption. But once that's done, you tap onto the internet and do it there, right? And it creates a ripple. The energetic ripple then expands, right? What happens when you throw a stone in that pond and you see all the little ripples from that stone? And that's exactly what it is. It begins with our thought. It begins with your thinking. You have the power, Pisces. You've got it in your hand. You've got that 11th house Capricorn. You know what the group needs. So let's take this and let's elevate yourself. Let's elevate me. Let's elevate everybody. And let's go and become citizens of the cosmic community. We can do this. This is us now. Here it is. Let's do it now.